So these are the feathers that I'll be showing you how to make today. And you can make them in any colour, and you can do colour changes at any time. And you can also make them bigger or smaller than this, but this is the size that I'm going to show you how to make today. So I'm going to begin with this purple yarn, double knit yarn, and my 3.5 handy dandy hook. And I'm going to start with a slip knot onto my hook. So now I'm going to chain 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. And I'm going to now single crochet into the second chain from hook and the next 5 chains. So in total I'm going to do 6 single crochet. So single crochet into the second chain from hook, 1, and also into the next 5 chains. 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So this will be the stem of our feather. Next thing we're going to do is to chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. And to make our feather, we're going to be working with double crochets. So this chain 10 counts for 7 double crochets and a turning chain of 3. And this chain 3, the turning chain, will count as a stitch. So into the 4th chain from hook, 1, 2, 3 and 4, into this chain, I'm going to do 2 double crochets, both into this same stitch. So 2 double crochets into the 4th chain from hook, 1 and 2. So into that 4th chain from hook, we've got a total of 3 double crochets because the chain 3 counted as 1, and then we did an extra 2, which makes 3. Now we're going to do a double crochet into the next 3 chains. So a double crochet into the next 3 chains. 1, 2 and 3. And lastly, we're going to, with the last 3 chains, we're going to double crochet these 3 chains together. So I'm going to double crochet 3 together. And to do that, I'm going to yarn over my hook, insert my hook into the first of the chains, yarn over and pull up a loop. So there are 3 loops on my hook, yarn over and pull through 2. So there are 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over again, insert my hook into the second stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. So again there are 4 loops on my hook, yarn over and pull through 2. So there are 3 loops remaining on my hook. Now for the last time I'm going to yarn over and insert my hook into the 3rd stitch to be decreased. Yarn over and pull up a loop. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on my hook. Yarn over and pull through 2. So there are 4 loops remaining, and I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. And that is how I'm going to double crochet 3 stitches together. Next, into the stem, we're going to do a treble crochet. So to do a treble crochet, we're going to yarn around our hook twice. Now I'm going to insert my hook into this top of the treble, into the top of the stem, yarn over and pull up a loop. So there are 4 loops on my hook, and I'm going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. And that is our treble crochet. So now we're onto the other side of our feather, and we're going to start again with double crochet 3 together. So yarn over and insert hook into the first stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. 3 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over, insert hook into the second stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. So there are 4 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over, insert hook into the 3rd stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. So there are 5 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So there are 4 loops remaining, and we're going to yarn over and pull through all 4 loops to complete our double crochet 3 stitches together. Next, we're going to double crochet 3. So in the next 3 chains, we're going to do a double crochet into each. So 1, 2 and 3. and into the very last chain we'll have 1 chain remaining. I'm going to do 3 double crochets into this chain. So 3 double crochets into the last chain space. 1, 2 and 3. Then I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and turn my work, and that is the first row of the feather. You can see it beginning to take shape. So from here on out, all of our stitches are going to be done in the back loops only. So normally when we crochet, we put our hook through both loops of each hook, the front and the back loop. But from now on, we're only going to be going through the back loop for every single round. So for round 2, we've already chained 3, which is our turn and chain and our first stitch. And into the 4th chain from hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to do another 2 double crochets in the back loops only. So another 2 double crochets into this back loop. 1 and 2. So we've got a total of 3 double crochets into that first stitch. Now I'm going to double crochet 3. So 1, 2 and 3. And now I'm going to do my double crochet 3 together in the back loops only. So yarn over, insert yarn into hook, insert hook into yarn, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert hook into stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert hook into stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through all 4 stitches. Next we're up to our treble crochet, and we're going to do a front post treble crochet. So let's yarn over our hook twice, and into the treble crochet from the row below, we're going to take our hook behind the stitch. So we're going to go underneath the stitch and out the other side. And that's called a front post because the stitch beneath is in front of our hook. I'm now going to yarn over and pull that stitch through. So I've pulled it through the treble crochet below, and now I can complete our treble crochet. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Next we're up to our double crochet 3 stitches again. So you have to be very careful here because you don't want to go into the wrong stitch. You don't want to go into the stitch that is behind the treble crochet because that's not the real stitch. And if you're going to struggle, count backwards. You're going to count 7 stitches from the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So 7 stitches from the tip, remembering to count that chain 3. And that's the stitch that you need to start, because if you can see there's a stitch between the treble that looks like a stitch, but it's not. So now I'm going to double crochet 3 stitches together, all in the back loops. So double crochet 3 stitches together, now I'm going to double crochet 3, double crochet 3 stitches, 1, 2 and 3, and into the last stitch of this round we're going to do 3 double crochet. So if I pull you in a little bit more, the last stitch of this round was the chain 3. So you want to make sure you get the top of the chain, the stitch at the top of the chain 3, and you only go into the back of that chain. And we're going to do 3 double crochets into that back stitch. So 1, 2 and 3. Now I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and turn my work. And that is the end of row 2. Now for row 3, this is the row that we're going to repeat for the length of our feather. So this row we're going to do again and again and again till you get to the length. So I'm going to do this next row for a total of 8 times for 8 rows. So we've chained 3, which is our first stitch, and into the back loop only, from the 4th chain from hook, or the 4th stitch from hook, 1, 2, 3 and 4, I'm going to do 2 double crochets into the back loop. So 1 and 2, leaving us with a total of 3 double crochets into that first stitch. Now I'm going to double crochet 3. Back loop only. 1, 2 and 3. And now I'm going to double crochet 3 stitches together. 1, 2 and 3. Now this is where the pattern differs, and we're going to do this for every row. So we're going to do a front post treble again, but we're going to do it 2 rows down. So this is 1 row down, this is the treble from 1 row down, and here is the treble stitch from 2 rows down. So we're going to do our front post treble into this stitch down here. The reason we're going to do that is because it's going to leave a nice chain going down the centre of the feather. So let me show you. So yarn over your hook twice, take your hook, and you're going to do this really loosely because you don't want to pull the stitches tight. And you're going to find the treble from 2 rows below. So miss 1 row and the next row. And you're going to go behind that treble and back out the other side. So you're going to front post that treble, yarn over and pull that stitch through. Then loosely we're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So you can see it's created a nice sort of bone, if you like, for the centre of the feather. So now we're going to double crochet 3 stitches together again. So double crochet 3 stitches together. Remember, if you're having trouble, because look at how similar this stitch looks to this one, and this isn't a real stitch. So count 7 backwards if you need to. I'm going to yarn over, double crochet 3 together. 1, 2 and 3. Now we're going to double crochet 3. 1, 2 and 3. And into the last stitch of this round, into the top of the chains, remember to find the back loop of the top of the chains, we're going to do 3 double crochets. So 1, 2 and 3. And now I'm going to fasten off with this colour because I'm going to show you how to do a colour change when you're making your feather. So I'm just going to chain 1 and cut my yarn to fasten off and pull through. And this is what we have so far. We have the first 3 rows of our feather, and we're going to repeat the last row for a total of 8 times. So we've done 1, we've got 7 more to do. So I'm going to show you how to do the 3rd row 1 more time whilst adding my next colour, which will be this pink. So to add my colour, I'm going to do a slip knot onto my hook, and I'm going to find the first stitch. And because we're working in the back loops only, I'm only going to insert my hook into the back loop of the stitch. Then I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop. So there are 2 loops on my hook, and I'm going to pull that loop straight through the first to make a slip stitch. So I've attached my new colour. I'm also going to hold these yarn tails in the back of my work, and I'm going to weave them in or crochet them in as I go, and it's just going to save me having to weave them in at the end. So now I'm going to chain 3. 1, 2 and 3. So that's our turn and chain and our first stitch. So into the same stitch that we joined the new colour, we're going to do another 2 double crochets. So 2 more double crochets, and I'm holding them tails between the work to crochet them in. And now double crochet 3. So double crochet 3 in the back loops. 1, 2 and 3. And then I'm going to drop these tails now because I think 4 stitches is enough stitches to crochet them in. Now I'm going to double crochet 3 stitches together. So crochet the next 3 stitches together. And now it's time to do our treble front post stitch, but remember we miss the row below and we go into the treble, the stitch below that. So I'm going to yarn over my hook twice, and I'm going to go miss this row and into this row, I'm going to go underneath the treble crochet. I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Double crochet 3 stitches together. 1, 2 and 3. Double crochet 3. 1, 2 and 3, and then 3 double crochet into the last stitch of this round. I'm going to loosen up that top of that chain. Oh my gosh, there we go. 1, 2 and 3. So there we go. That is what we're going to do. We're going to repeat that for 8 rows. So we've already done 2. So I'm going to do another 6 rows, repeating exactly what I showed you there. And then I will meet you back here and I'll show you how to decrease the top of the feather. I've now finished my 8 rows, and as you can see, I've done a couple of colour changes, and I wanted to show you how easy it is to get rid of these ends now. Because we weave them in or crochet them in as we go, or as we went, all I have to do is to snip them off. So there's no getting your tapestry needle and weaving these in, you're just going to snip them straight off. And at the end of our piece, the only 2 pieces of yarn that we will have to weave in is the start and finish yarn. So hands up if you forgot to do any of your rows in the back loops only, and then you had to frog your work, pull it apart so that you could redo it. Don't lie and leave a comment below just so we can see how many of you did exactly what I did when I was making mine, which was to do 2 rows, not in the back loops, and have to pull my work back and redo it. We all make mistakes, eh? So now we are up to our decreases, and to decrease these feathers takes 6 rows. So to do the decreases for the first row, remember in the back loops only, we're going to do 1 double crochet into the 4th chain from hook. So only 1 double crochet this time, not the standard 2. So 1 double crochet. Now I'm going to double crochet the next 3 stitches in the back loops only. 1, 2 and 3. Now I'm going to double crochet 3 stitches together. Ooh. 3 stitches together. Now our treble front post, 2 rows down. So double crochet the next 3 stitches together. 1, 2 and 3. Double crochet next 3 stitches. 1, 2 and 3, and 2 double crochet into the last stitch. So 2 double crochets into the back loop of the last stitch. 1 and 2, chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and turn our work. So that was the first row of our decreases. For our next row, we're going to begin with 1 double crochet into the 4th chain, or the first stitch, which is the 4th chain from hook. So 1 double crochet. Oh, we got really tangled there. 1, 2, and I lost a chain. There we go. So 1 double crochet into that first stitch, followed by 2 double crochets. So not 3, we're going to do 2. 1 and 2. Now we're going to double crochet 3 stitches together. 1, 2 and 3. We're going to do our front post treble 2 rows below. Double crochet 3 together again. 1, 2 and 3. Double crochet 2, 1 and 2 and 2 double crochets into the last stitch. 1 and 2. Chain 3, 1, 2 and 3 and turn our work. So for the next row we're going to do 1 double crochet into the first chain, which is the 4th chain from hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do 1 double crochet into that stitch in the back loop. Then we're going to do 1 double crochet into the next stitch. Then we're going to double crochet 3 stitches together. 1, 2 and 3. Now we're going to do our front post treble 2 rows below. Remember to do these really loosely. Double crochet 3 stitches together. 1, 2 and 3. Double crochet 1, 1 and into the last stitch of this round we're going to do 2 double crochets. So 2 double crochets into that last stitch. 1 and 2. Chain 3, 1, 2 and 3 and turn our work. So for the next row we're going to do 1 double crochet into the first stitch, 4 chains from hook. Then we're going to double crochet 3 together. Double crochet 3 stitches together. 1, 2 and 3. Do our treble front post. Double crochet 3 stitches together again. 1, 2 and 3. And 2 double crochet into the last stitch. 1, 2 and 3. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3 and turn. So we've only got 2 more rows left. So I'm going to skip the first stitch. So I'm not going to do a double crochet into the 4th chain from hook. I'm going to skip that stitch and then double crochet the next 2 stitches together. So skip the first stitch and double crochet 2 stitches together. So to double crochet 2 stitches together, yarn over, insert hook into the back loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. So that are 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert hook into the back loop of the 2nd stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull up through 2, and then yarn over and pull through these 3 loops. So we have double crocheted 2 stitches together, and then we're going to do our treble front post. Double crochet 2 stitches together again. 1, 2, and then into the last stitch of this round we're just going to do 1 double crochet. Here we go. Then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and it's the last row. So this is going to be the very tip of our feather, and I'm going to double crochet 2 stitches together, but I'm not going to complete them. I'm not going to complete any of the stitches on this last row, so pay close attention. So I'm going to yarn over, insert hook into the first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert hook into the 2nd stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So there are 3 loops on our hook. We're now going to do a double treble front post stitch 2 rows beneath. So with these 3 stitches still on our hook, I'm going to yarn over 1, 2 and 3 times, insert my hook into the treble 2 stitches below, yarn over and pull up a loop. And I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So I pulled through 2 3 times. So I've now got 4 loops on my hook, and I'm going to double crochet the last 2 stitches together, but again we're not going to complete them. So I'm going to yarn over, insert hook into the first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert hook into the 2nd stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 loops on our hook, and we're going to yarn over and pull through all 6 loops on our hook. Chain 1, which I always do at the end of my work to secure. Ooh, brought in another feather. Cut the yarn and pull through. And that is our entire feather made. So as I said earlier, the only two tails we have to weave in is the top and the bottom. So let's do that now. So I'm going to attach the yarn onto my tapestry needle, and I always use a bent nose one because it just works so much better. And I'm going to weave these tails in and then snip them off. And there is the completed feather. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It's nice to do something fast and quick sometimes, especially when you've got loads of scrap yarn. These feathers are perfect at using up all them little bits. So if you like what you've seen, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, and if you haven't, subscribe, become part of the family. And other than that, I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.